Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Prime Time Lacrosse 330 rear living travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things you need to take into consideration when you're parking. On your campsite, beside your slide, leave room for your outdoor kitchen to open up and your awning. So lots of room to leave room for over here. And then on your off campsite, besides your slides, also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power cord is going to plug in all the way back here on this rear corner. On your off campsite or your driver's side of your tow vehicle. Then your docking station is going to be up here toward the front. There's where your water will go in, so park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive and unhook our hitch, first thing we're going to do is level our unit. Unit comes with a power tongue jack. Night docking light should you arrive at night. Simply lower or raise the unit until you're level. Now should you lose power, on this rubber stopper right here, your little hand crank that's in storage here, we'll get this up and down. That's power. Just saw it here. There's your hand crank for that. So that'll get your tongue up and down should you lose power. Speaking of power, check your battery post every now and then. Make sure nothing's wiggle loose going down the road. Once we got our unit level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. The unit has power tongue jack, or stabilizing jacks. Simply come in front of your storage here and hit extend. As these go down, I'm going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. The jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt, debris, keep it from sinking into the hot blacktop in the summer. Got a 10% off coupon. Go ahead and grab you a 4-pack of those and run these down just until they're taut. Remember, our unit's already level, so we're just going to try to stabilize it. I'll show you how to bring these down. I'm going to run them down just until my feet are flat. Bam, and it feels like it's going to start to lift the unit. Once it does, go ahead and stop. Remember, we're just stabilizing it. So there's your ones in the front. Now your button for the ones on the back are all the way around this back corner here, behind your spare tire. There's we extend those ones down. Okay, those ones working real quick. Run them back up. So go ahead and get all 4 of them ran down. Once we got our unit level and stable, we can go ahead and hook up our power and water. Big long 50 amp cord here, plugs in on the side. Now if you need to, in your convenience pack here will be a 50 to 30 amp reducer and then a 30 to 15 amp reducer for that in case you need to plug into a 110. Power hooked up, hook up your water. Now campsites, your docking station here, we're going to hook up to city water connection. City water will be on this side. Fresh water will be here without no screen. First and foremost on your city, a water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi. Use these when putting fluid in here because you don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites. Hook that up. Hook up your hose. Don't turn your hose on yet. Let's find your hot water heater. Right behind your slide here. It's going to be your hot water heater. And all we're doing at this point, folks, is making sure our drain plug's back in there. Get that in there nice and snug. Once that's in there tight, you can go ahead and turn that hose on. After that hose has been out for a few minutes, we'll go inside and we can open up our slides. Go in there and find every water tap you can and open them up and get all the air out of the lines. Get a nice steady flow of water going through them, shut them off, and you're all set to camp. Now let's say we're going to go dry camping and we're not going to use city water. We're going to use our freshwater tank. Well, in that case, we'll fill that up over here. No need for a water pressure regulator here. You can gravity fill that with a hose. 2 ways to tell it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here, or 2 on the inside where you check the levels of your black and gray tanks. There's also a freshwater button. Keep an eye on that while you're filling it up. Don't leave it unattended. Once it is full, remove that hose, put this cap back on there, and then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump indoors. Don't turn on your water pump when hooked to the city water. That's already pressurized. All right, we're all set to camp. We got power and water. Let me walk you around the rest of the unit, continuing here in this docking station. Up here is a battery disconnect. That would disconnect all the battery power to the unit. Cable, satellite, black tank flush. We'll talk about that when we leave the campsite and dump our black tanks. Again, city and fresh water. Got a hot and cold shower with a spray port here. You can run your hoses down through here. So you can close your door. Easier to see with these slides closed, but over on this side we got our freshwater drain and our low point drains. Our black and gray tanks. Again, our hot water heater. Well, that's going to be a flue for your furnace. A couple things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked. Two, if you are running your furnace, steer clear of that. It will get hot. Down the campsite, you've got access to the back of your fridge, a hood vent for your range indoors. Again, our power. Got a spare tire, looks brand new. I recommend getting a cover for it. That'll keep it from dry rotting until you need it. Hopefully never. Get a ladder, utilize it. Go up there a few times a year, check the seams of your roof and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. And on the campsite here, you've got an outdoor kitchen. Got a griddle that comes with it. Another griddle. Should have a quick connect LP right up underneath all of this. Oh, there it is, over there. Right up underneath everything. Lighting for all that's here. More lighting here. Make sure you keep this door secure for travel. Snap that in, make sure you lock this. Come down our campsite, you do got a big awning over here. Just remember, awnings are for shade. If it's raining hard or wind's blowing, bring that in. Save yourself the trouble of damaging your awning. They are mainly made for shade. You can snap a TV out here. Here's your cable and 110 for that. Some storage over here. There's a bumper griddle for that extra griddle. Your propane does come with a cover. It's on a regulator, lefty-loosey, pointed toward the tank you wish to be using. That about covers everything out here. Let's go look on the inside. Alright, coming up inside your unit. First thing I'd like to point out is your fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of an emergency. Coming up to my right, there could be some controls. All the way to the left is going to be my awning. I'll tell you on your awning, you only want to run that out until your flap falls down and you can see that bar. If I were to hold that down, that would continue to run itself out and start to run itself up onto itself backwards. So just keep an eye on it when you run it out. Make sure you don't run it out further than you need to. Get that ran back in. I can tell you that these slam locks work best when gently slammed. Alright, also here are slide controls. We'll utilize those when we're closing the unit up. Continuing in, down here is a carbon monoxide and propane detector. Up here's your thermostat. Go right to turning the AC on. We're on cool. Try to get that baby to crank up. There it goes. Come back here. Circle through to off. Generally, ACs will shut off rather quickly. There it goes. Now I'm going to go through and turn your furnace on. Turn there. Now you notice when I turn your furnace off, it generally takes a few minutes for that to cycle through before it actually shuts off. See over here, running down here in the return. Coming into our kitchen, we've got a self-explanatory microwave. Down here a light and a fan. Above your cooktop. Try to get these going here. Might have to push in on them a little bit. to bleed them. That's exactly what I had to do. You have to keep these on, keep hitting your spark until these come on, till you get some gas in the line. But once it's in there, you're fine. Same thing on the oven. You have to get down here and light your pilot light. Individual lighting here. Hermetic fridge. Open that up. Controls here. Readout is here. So we'll turn that on. It's on auto. Auto means when you're plugged in, you're running off electricity. When you unplug, you're on gas. You can change that to gas, and if the light starts flashing over on the right, your gas is low. So auto or gas, and then over here you can check your temperature 1 through 5. From your fridge, you've got our recliners, you've got a hide sofa, television. See a couple of safety straps for putting them in for travel. Turn that on. When you arrive at the campsites, go into your menu, go into antenna, run a digital channel scan so you can pick up all the local channels. We have done here. Shut that off. Shut that off. From the top here, sound system. Sorry, I had to get the TV to shut off, but AM, FM, Bluetooth. Nice sound system here. Looks like a DVD player as well. Yep. Some nice sound system there. Fireplace. Not just for looks. I can crank it up and make it brighter or dimmer. But the biggest thing, folks, is the heat. If it's chilly in here in the morning or evening, and you don't want to crank your furnace up and use all that, go ahead and crank this up and it'll get it toasty in here in no time. And how we got a smoke alarm in the ceiling here. Coming into our bathroom, some shower doors you want to make sure are snapped closed for travel. Over here on the wall we got a 110 with GFCI reset. Here's where we'll check the levels of our tanks. Our brand new battery, battery, fresh, black, and gray tanks. That fresh button's one I said you can hold down when filling your potable water. And then here's where you turn on your water pump to get to that potable water. Water heater, here's where you turn it on if hooked to electric. Here's where you turn it on if hooked to gas. It does make a difference. Choose correctly. So you got bed in the box. There's closet here. Make sure that that is snapped open for travel. Prep for a TV back here. Alright, lastly, get your light and slide control for this bedroom here. And down here you got your breaking box and fuses. Looks like you've got a ton of 15s, a 10, a couple 25s in there. Highly recommend having a handful of those with you when you go camping. Alright, so let's close the unit up. I like to start by shutting off as many lights as I can. Walk through our unit here. A lot of individual lighting to walk through and shut off. Accent lights here and there. Yeah, we're going to shut off all these lights so that when we're traveling down the road, nothing's lit up inside the unit. Get all of these off individually. That way, when I come back to my control panel and turn on my lights, I'll be able to shut off everything from here. So once we've got them all off, this will be our bedroom. Last accent light. We turn this bedroom light back on. I mentioned this door. Make sure that's secured open for travel. Make sure everything is out of the way. Nothing's going to impede our slide from coming in. Make sure all these drawers are closed. Make sure our vents are closed here as well as in the bathroom. That slide in. Step here in the living room and say doors and drawers. Walk through your unit. Make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede these slides from coming in. through the rear one. That's going to be our kitchen slide here. See, they utilize every inch here, so make sure all your drawers are closed around the island. Over here, do the same. Bring in our campsite. Remember, slides all the way in or all the way out. Don't leave them partially anyway. All right, last slide comes in. Shut off our lights, our bedroom light, and exit the unit. Before you leave the dump station, you're gonna lock, deadbolt, lift and turn this. Bring our steps up. All right, if we are out boondocking, we're going to bring up our stabilizing jacks. Come around here and dump our freshwater drain. That'll be the one all the way to the left by ourselves. Hook up our hitch and head on home or to the nearest dump station, whatever we're in need of. If we're at a campsite, we're going to bring up our stabilizing jacks, unhook our power, our water, our cable, hook up our hitch and head on up to the dump station. Now at the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump's going to be right in front of your tires on your off camp side. Hook up your 10-foot hose there. And the first thing you're going to pull is this black handle, one on the left here. Once it sounds like that's no longer draining, go inside, check the level of your black tank. If it shows empty, come back out here, leave that black handle open, grab the hose at the dump station, and hook it up to this black tank flush. Again, emphasizing leaving your black handle open. Turn that hose on, let that run for a good 5 minutes and wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. When it's done, close that up, remove that hose, come down here and make sure all that washout that you put in there is drained, then close your black and pull your gray tank. Now, your gray tanks will be your cleaner waters, your sinks and your showers. Usually while those are draining, I'll dump my low point drains, as well as, if I'm not going to be camping for a while, come to my hot water heater, lift up on this pressure release valve. That's going to dump some hot water out of there. Be careful. When that's done, push that back down, and then pull that drain plug for your residual hot water. That way you won't leave stagnant water in here during your off campsite times. When that is done, come down here, close up your low point drains, close your gray tank, grab this sewage hose, and conveniently, and more importantly, sanitarily, store it right here in your bumper and head on home. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this lacrosse for many years to come. Happy camping.